A kaiju-sized deep dive into Godzilla vs. Kong review from us.
We've got a bundle of trailers to talk about.
And more films being pushed back.
Welcome back to the weekly cut of all the latest news in TV and film. We've got the usual trio of hosts. We've got myself, Brad, Connor and Craig.
Happy Easter.
Anything inspiring you want to say, anyone? Or
I hope you enjoyed your Easter eggs, basically. That's what I've got to say.
Lockdown's almost over in the UK.
Yeah.
Very inspiring, okay. So in this episode, we're talking all the latest news. As we've said up top, we've got a handful of trailers. We'll try and be quick with it. Obviously, Godzilla vs. Kong drops this week. If you don't like listening to podcasts, I don't know why you're here then if you do, but go on our socials, The Weekly Cut on Twitter, Instagram, and we have, we've got a YouTube channel now.
We have, yeah. So like and subscribe. It's a weekly cut.
So basically, you can't miss us. There's no excuse.
We're everywhere.
Soon to be in your bedroom.
But other than that, should we just kick off with some non-comic-y stuff from you, Connor?
Let's kick off. We'll start off with Borderlands news. So we've got confirmed casts out, and I've got my little phone in front of me. So confirmed cast, we've got Kate Blanchett, Jack Black, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Hart, Ariana Greenblatt, Florian Montanou.
Fan of the social she is, by the way.
She is, yeah. And Edgar Ramirez. I was going to say their characters' names as well. I can if you want, but I don't know enough about them. But I certainly can.
Go for it, mate.
Character, Kate Blanchett is playing Lilith, sorry. Jack Black.
Good start.
Fucked it on the first one. All right, let's go.
Jack Black is playing Claptrap. It's an interesting name. Jamie Lee Curtis, Dr. Tannis, Kevin Hart, Roland. I'm assuming he's a comical character. Ariana Greenblatt, Tiny Tina. Tiny, I'm assuming. Florian Montanou as Krieg. We've discussed that before. And Edgar Ramirez as Atlas, who's the villain.
Yes.
He's the villain.
We've got one interesting comment. Most of them are pretty positives. It seems to be quite a bit of hype coming around this, though, to be fair. But one comment was Kate Blanchett is 30 years too old for Lilith.
Okay.
So,
Good.
and it got some likes. Their comment got likes, so maybe I don't know his character. There was something that came out today though that it was it's set in a separate universe to the games.
Oh, really?
I think that's just their way of saying we're not doing what the games do.
Yeah. As long as you focus on the game.
Yeah, exactly. That, yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point?
I think this may be an excuse early.
Yeah.
Cool. Fair enough.
Some other big news. Netflix are striking deals. They're trying to keep up with all the big boys now with HBO Max and Disney Plus. They've just bought the rights to Knives Out 2 and 3 for $450 million. And Daniel Craig and director Rian Johnson are returning. And number 2 starts filming June 28th in Greece. Big move.
Me and Craig were talking just before you got here, slagging you off a little bit, but before that, do you know who owns that?
Well, the film. Is it Daniel Craig or something like that?
It's Rian Johnson.
Is it really?
So he licenses and owns the rights to Knives Out. So that $450 million.
Back pocket, mate.
Yeah.
I think he's making it, and then they're just going, "Cheers for that. There's your money."
Just quickly, what did you two think of Knives Out?
Fantastic.
I
film.
really
Yeah,
liked
it's
it.
good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it seems like they're just going to do Daniel Craig's detective doing each murder mystery or thing each time, which I'm quite up for.
I think because of the idea of it and Rian Johnson and Daniel Craig, they will get another big stellar cast like they did in the first one. So it just, we spoke about murder mystery things, the Murder on the Oriental Express.
Yeah.
Bloody Adam Sandler's little murder mystery thing wasn't that great. There's loads of murder mystery films, but this was by far the best, and that probably was because of the cast. So I think they'll just hop around to stories like Craig just said with an absolute immense cast.
They could keep this going for. I mean, we'll see how these two go, but they could keep it going for a long while. A new murder mystery.
Yeah,
we'll get all the old actors back because this had Jamie Lee Curtis in and stuff like that.
Yeah,
the original one. I'm looking forward to it.
I could watch Daniel Craig's character all day.
His accent was very annoying at the start, but you sort of just get into it.
I think that's the point. I think, no,
you're probably right. Yeah,
it's just, I don't know, I thought it was brilliant. Definitely. To answer your question, fantastic.
If they fuck it up, don't matter because $450 million is back pocket.
This is why I don't understand how streaming services work. So they've paid $450 million for this. Surely Daniel Craig's asking for a lot for 2 of them.
Yeah,
and then plus, like we said, if they get another big cast, where's that money coming from? And how much does Rian Johnson go? Plus the cost of actually making the films.
But is this just for the rights or is it for production as well?
I'm not going to lie, I don't know.
Good question.
It's a good question.
Pause here and then we'll edit in the answer. I don't know. Yeah. I think it's just rights.
Yeah.
I personally, because for 2 and 3, I think it's just rights, and that's not like, that's all your budget and your actors' fees
Yeah,
and stuff
I
like
suppose-
that.
yeah,
I
I
think
suppose not.
that's your right for us to own
Well,
them.
Any guesses of how much the first one
Made.
actually made?
Made.
I wouldn't have said it that much, surely.
I would say 470.
Yeah,
I'll-
I'd flip between 3 and 4.
Don't copy me.
Sorry.
I would have. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought it would be a huge amount.
Nah.
Well, tell
Good
us then.
film, but it's like, I was trying to do some filler there until I was getting to it. No, it didn't. 311.
Oh,
So 3 and 4.
But however, with the cast in it, it was actually the budget for it was only 40 mil.
yeah, but what? There was no CGI. It was just acting.
it was
Wasn't
a house and a laundry.
Yeah, but hang on about. Chris Evans come off the back of Marvel. Daniel Craig. That's enough to say I want 10 mil each, surely, no?
Maybe. But maybe he thought, oh, Joe, what? I want to step away from Marvel. I'll just do this because I want to do it.
quite an easy.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, I could. I'm not. Yeah, although like you say,
Michael
it's big.
Shannon there, Jamie Lee Curtis, Anna de Armas as well.
Even that the bloke who passed away.
Christopher Plummer, yeah.
Yeah. Rip.
40 mil. I would have thought probably that's just the rent for that big house.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Jesus
The big
Christ.
mansion thing.
But
yeah,
yeah, well
so-
up for more of that.
I'll tell you what, Jamie Lee Curtis's name's cropped up twice.
Yeah.
He's sponsored by Jamie Lee Curtis.
New segment.
Another bit of news: The Witcher. I still need to watch that. I gotta say, season 2's wrapped, and it should be at some point this year. Season 1 was Christmas, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming it'll be.
I don't know.
Christmas
On
again.
their recent Netflix's page, they've done a recent thing, and at the end of it, it said "come in 2021." So we've got it confirmed. It's this year. But I'm so happy about that.
Yeah.
I watched it again recently, twice over.
Well, I need to watch it.
I just love it, mate. to be frank with
It's
you.
very much in Brad's wheelhouse.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I did really like it. It is really good. But
I've got little things here, which I think this is going to be. It's only quick, but I think it's going to be quite a big thing this season too. I'm not talking about. There's rumours about the Wild Hunt. I don't know enough about the games that's been seen on set.
the
and
only
stuff.
one I played, that one.
Oh right,
The most recent one. No?
Have you seen the pictures on set? Yeah, so
Looks good.
I won't. It does look very good. But just the size of this production. So they, The Witcher shot in 15 different locations over 158 days, over 90 cast members, and 1,300 crew members. I just feel like
Seems like a huge production.
for
to be
what
fair.
this is, just follow Henry Cavill around,
yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
I just think that's quite massive. So I feel like they're going because of how successful. Sorry, that first season was. It was renowned success. So I think they're going all in.
Yeah, another big
And this is
move.
Netflix's.
Yeah, Netflix as well. Yeah, so they're keeping up with the big boys.
You wouldn't have thought if you go back 2 years ago or so that Netflix were going to then have to try and keep up with stuff like
Yeah,
Disney Plus.
Such a
and-
good point.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean-
I keep saying keeping up with the big boys. They were a big boy about 2 years ago.
I mean, they still are the
they still are
biggest,
big,
but
big.
now you've got a lot which
Yeah.
we'll talk about with trailers. We had Invincible and Without Remorse, which we'll speak about in a minute. So Amazon Prime are getting bigger. Disney Plus obviously doing their own thing, and then HBO now has had a huge boost from Godzilla, Kong, and Wonder Woman, Justice League.
I must admit, taking HBO Max out of the equation, but even if it was, because we haven't got it here in the UK, but even if it was, let's just throw it in there. I still, maybe because of not loyalty, no way, but because of just what I know, what's the first streamer you go to when you're sitting when you're
you put Netflix on.
when I'm sitting with my partner or I'm on my own or whatever. Sounded really depressing. But when I'm going right, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, I've got all of them. I always go Netflix first.
Yeah,
I think it's because there's so much on Netflix that you could just pick up something else. Whereas you'll go to Disney Plus to watch the next Marvel series or Star Wars or whatever. And same with HBO Max. We don't have it, but
No.
and Amazon Prime as well. I don't. You watch Vikings and that on it, didn't you? And
Well, not
stuff
any, yeah. Obviously, I've done that now. But like you say, I literally so this weekend I went to watch. I went onto Amazon purely just for episode 4 of Invincible.
yeah.
Then that's done. I ain't been on that since Friday, and then went onto Disney Plus to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Ain't been on that since.
Yeah.
I've been on Netflix watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just it's still the go-to.
Yeah.
But the Prime library is massive. I was scrolling through it
Yeah.
the other day.
It is, yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Although I almost got tricked the other day because I didn't realise there was stuff that wasn't included on Prime
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
Clicked on it, it was like, why am I renting? Why have I got paid to rent this?
Yeah.
Very annoying. Yeah.
Final bit of news from me.
Yeah.
The Last of Us starts filming July 5th, 2021. I was going to say guess when it ends, but you already know. But for a listener, guess when it ends. I'll give you a minute. It finishes, it will wrap up June 8th, 2022.
Huge. That is a long time.
Big, yeah.
I don't know enough about production, so I'm asking you to, in case you know more than me, because I think you do. But surely that's just because even a season that's too long. That's long, right?
Yeah.
Even a series. So that's got to be to incorporate Mandalorian season 3, surely.
Yeah, you'd imagine so. But usual production levels is about anywhere between 4 and 6 months, and then the other. Let's just say it normally takes about a year. So 4 and 6 months for that. Another 5-6 months to do the CGI, editing and marketing, everything like that. So usually, if it's going to take a year, you're only doing it for about half of that, the actual filming side of it. Sometimes, most times less. I mean, Spider-Man, No Way Home's wrapped, and that's what 5 months that was, and that's going to be a huge film. So it's that's more CGI. I don't know what are they going to go more Walking Dead with this and do like prosthetics as opposed to like CGI. What they called clickers, not clackers. Clickers,
fair point. Actually,
I don't actually know. Don't get it, but that seems long.
I haven't heard of anything like that in a while of that length. No. I can't remember the last time there was a production.
No, because normally, like with Mandalorian and stuff like that, it's the next series is out a year later, so you can't be doing filming for a year. So it's strange.
I think it's the plan. Go right. Pedro's got to go now.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
and then obviously he doesn't have to be. He's not many. I think they're going to do a lot more in Mandalorian season 3 without him in the helmet. I think, but obviously he doesn't have to be there a lot because he's got all the bloody other people in the helmets that does his stunts.
But then again, if they focus around both games, there could be a lot of scenes with I can't remember her name now. The girl who plays Ellie on her own, so he might not mean to be there for that. So
very true.
Don't know.
Yeah, unless they're just sticking 2 fingers up to Disney. I'm sorry, he's with us.
He knows where his bread's buttered. He's not doing that.
That's my news done for now.
Cool. Yes, go over to Craig then for some change of dates.
So as we've come to expect these days, there's some more delays. It looks like nothing's being pushed that far back anymore, and we'll start to get back to normality. But first up, we have Mortal Kombat's gone back a week, April 23rd now. I'm not really sure why that is. If there was any rumours about why.
People said it was to give Godzilla vs. Kong some breathing room, which makes sense, but the real reason I saw online, and it makes perfect sense. If people signed up for Snyder Cut, they would have got Snyder Cut, Godzilla vs. Kong, and Mortal Kombat in 1 month subscription.
Yeah.
So by doing this, all the people that signed up on the 18th to watch Snyder Cut will have to do it again to watch this.
Yeah.
It's basically because they got that first month for free. Yeah. And then so they're going to have to make them pay for this.
To be fair, that's 3 big films. I don't think that's that out of order.
Also, anyone who's not got HBO Max is paying a lot more than the actual residents of America who's watching it, because they're paying, they get the first month for free, and I think it's
$15 or something.
No, it's like $4.99 or $5.99.
Sure.
Yeah, for your month, for standard subscription. Yeah. So, but they got the free month.
Yeah.
We didn't get that. I mean, bless little Connor. He bought it for us, but it was what? Was it 15 quid?
Cheers,
so, but that's like $23, $24 for one film.
Yeah.
So, basically,
sneaky.
Fair enough.
So anyway, Resident Evil Raccoons, Welcome to Raccoon City, innit? Has been moved back to November 24th. Don't know why that has happened, but whatever, it'll come out and fine. Uncharted, which I'm looking forward to, has gone back a week, only until February 18th now. Again, not really sure why that is. However, this next one, it's pretty obvious why this one is. Venom's been moved back to September 24th. It originally had, obviously we had June 25th, buckled it under Fast 9 quite blatantly. Yeah. Moved back to September
17, which was a Quiet Place's slot.
Quiet Place. And then Marvel went...
The Quiet Place moved.
Yeah, then the Quiet Place moved. And then Marvel went, no, we're putting Shang-Chi in September 3rd, I think it is. So it's that one you can see why. Yeah. But yeah, September 24th, we'll be seeing that. Near my birthday, we're going to have a birthday day out.
I'll watch it. Birthday treat.
It won't be because I didn't like the first one. But anyway, that's it for movie pushbacks. A very small amount of Marvel news, and that is that James Gunn has confirmed Guardians Volume 3 will begin filming later this year. I think I mentioned it before, and if any film's coming out in 2022, 23, you're safe to assume that is happening.
Yeah. Yep.
So any film, just presume it is. But he has confirmed it, so that's cool. Star Wars, we're going to look at the Bad Batch trailer in a minute, but just they announced that it's obviously coming out on May 4th, Star Wars Day, and it's beginning with a 70-minute premiere.
Which is very long, isn't it?
Long, yeah.
I don't mind it.
It's the equivalent to probably 2 episodes, so it's not really anything. Probably just releasing 2 episodes, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, 70 minutes. And then the one thing that I was scared about posting on our Instagram, but it was posted on our Twitter, so you can go check it out there at Weekly Cut. There was someone who sneaked a Kenobi set video out.
Spoilers. I'm joking.
I mean, it's just Tatooine. That's all it is. It's all the sort of buildings that everyone knows and that, and it's exactly what you would expect. There's nothing really there. Allegedly, the guy who did it, I think he put it on TikTok originally.
Yeah.
And the guy who did it, I think, has been found and gagged and tied up in a basement somewhere. But looks good. Star Wars has always been much better when they've done physical sets.
Yeah.
Why people, I think, hated the prequels so much because it was just everything was CGI. And why Mandalorian works a lot better. So yeah.
It's got to be more enjoyable to film on a live
Must
set.
be.
as well.
Yeah, of course
Feel
it is.
immersed into it.
Yeah.
And,
There's like the whole behind the scenes of. I mean, I like Revenge of the Sith, Anakin and Obi-Wan fight, but it is literally them and everything around them just green screen.
Yeah.
They're not any. I know obviously they couldn't have done a live volcano set like where they're all battling on lava, but yeah, you'd prefer to be. Surely you'd prefer to be in places.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
Cool news.
All right, let's quickly wrap up with some DC then. So they've had some changes. I'm trying to not go on to the Snyder Cut every single week, but it's prevalent at the minute, so we'll just pop it in. So bit of a shock in terms of projects coming up with DC. So they've cancelled 2 existing ones. The first one I don't think anyone cares about. It was The Trench, which was the Aquaman spin-off. We're getting Aquaman 2. It's fine. Doesn't need.
Yeah, leave it.
Move on.
It's a really weird announcement in the first place.
It was very weird.
Look at that.
Caveat throw in here, it's the old classic. We're like shelving it. They're not saying it's definitely no, but there's a lot.
Definitely no.
It's definitely not that one at least.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of not knowing and confusion, which I'm going to come on into a second with DC, which is why this stuff's happening. So the next one, which was quite a big project, was called The New Gods. For anyone that doesn't know, that's Darkseid, Granny Goodness, and all that apocalypse and everything. So what I think's happened, and I've done some reading and stuff just to make sure I'm not an idiot. It looks like DC, as we've all said on this podcast, they do not know what to do. They just have got. I can imagine.
It just
Paul
seems
meetings.
very obvious what they should do.
yes, it does. But so obviously this is the issue here, and I feel sorry for the lady. She so I'll just say her name. The director was Ava Giovanni. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but she's come out with a big sort of like gutted. Basically, I felt really sorry for her on Twitter.
Which one was she doing?
She was doing the New Gods, and that was the more people were really excited to see. You had Ray Porter, who's the voice of Darkseid in Snyder Cut and stuff, supporting. And yeah, just you could really feel her pain. I felt it was quite horrible to read.
The thing is that, like we said, after the Snyder Cut come out, if Warner Brothers wasn't going to back down and just keep the Joss Whedon version, then surely making a film like that, New Gods, to explain Darkseid and that and Granny Goodness and the other thing, the other one, I can't remember what it's called. Who's the other one?
Assad.
Yeah, him. If they was going to keep that version, surely a film about them would like lend some justice to it, because they're going to do a backstory of it. They didn't need Zack Snyder's version, so they're definitely buckling.
Well, I think that's what they're now thinking, like, we can't go forward with that project because what if we do restore the Snyderverse? Because that's about Darkseid and people loved Darkseid.
Yeah.
So you don't want to try and introduce another Darkseid that doesn't quite
live up to it.
Yeah. So that's what they're doing. They're shelving it because they don't know what to do.
Thing is, they've already buckled under fan pressure. Just do it. No one thinks any less here. You've already buckled. Just restore it and let's just crack on. I want to see that. That's something I want to see.
Yeah.
Well, another thing which I think everyone wants to see is more lower budget. Is we obviously put it on our social as well on the Twitter, is that the Deathstroke HBO Max was trending again in US #1 and UK. That is 100% happening. That one, I'm not sure whether they're going to restore the Snyderverse and get Zack back.
That's not going to take much to do that Deathstroke.
Well, do you know what the budget was originally? I think it was just under 40 million.
Yeah,
which we said. I think last week or the week before we said they didn't want to commit to a villain origin, but basically, all people online and was just saying, could you imagine Joe Manganiello, his sort of Deathstroke with the warehouse scene fighting?
Yep,
it would just be so cool.
Yeah,
but everyone's liked him in both Arrow and Titans.
Yeah,
so it's a character. It's dead. It's a more violent Deadpool.
Yeah,
so everyone likes them characters.
So just give them say 30 mil. You probably get and just do a series, HBO Max series.
Yeah.
Done. And I think that's going to happen because that was mad, the support for that the other day. So, like I say, Zack Snyder coming back, that's so big. I don't know if they're ever going to get to that.
Is this now a case now, though? Because, we got Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then everyone's like, restore the Snyderverse, and now this could happen. Is this just a case of everyone can just shout at Warner Brothers now and get what they want?
Yeah.
Because that's going to get a bit fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's a danger.
Well, this is what we've said. They're probably... The only way to play this is let the dust settle. Pretend you're staying strong, and we're not, because they've come out and said they're not restoring the Snyderverse. That was it. Hope you enjoyed it. They've come out and said that. But as we've reported on here before, they also said that about the actual Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
They, Ann Sarnoff and Jason, the head of Warner Media, come out and said, we're definitely categorically not doing Snyder Cut. And then obviously a few months later, we're doing Snyder Cut. So you can't listen to what they say. And as they're just buying some time, like any organisation would, they've got something successful, didn't realise maybe it would be like that. So now they need to buy themselves some time, save some face, and go and see what happens. But just moving on that for a second to wrap up on DC, this is also another thing which screams you're confused. So this was on, I think it was called the Heat Vision blog, who spoke to Warner Brother execs direct on their podcast. And basically, I'll just read it here. So Warner Brother and DC Films will be consolidating their shared universe continuity into one rebooted timeline after the Flash movie. The Batman will exist in Earth 2, so we've mentioned this before. So the Batman officially will be in Earth 2, Robert Pattinson's Batman, which is set on an alternate Earth that geeks know as Earth 2. Then DC is plotting its films and shows to share the same universe. Key to setting up its new status quo will be the Flash, because they've basically just said, as we've touched on, the Flash is their future. So they're going to branch off everything and bring in all this universe into one thing and bring in stories. So, but what this looks like, and the reports I was seeing, as I think Craig might have said it before, I think Craig said the question, why do you not just have the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix and Batman into this universe? What they're doing, it looks like, is Earth 2, dark shit.
Yeah.
Like gritty, dirty, Robert Pattinson's Batman, Matt Reeves type. And then we'll have our Earth 1 continuity, which the Flash, after that movie, he's going to bring in everyone's Supergirl and all that, and they're going to have the Justice League. Whether they do Zack Snyder, I don't know. But yeah, so it looks like they are doing that, which is a good thing. I think that's a good play.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do, and use the Flash as sort of a soft reboot for everything else.
Yeah.
And then that makes sense when people go, why is there two Batmans? Well, the Flashpoint movie will make that make sense, just like Spider-Man and Doctor Strange will make sense with the multiverse in Marvel. So it just makes it easier to buy into the Batman story in Earth 2 and the Justice League in Earth 1. So, yeah, they're confused.
They are, They are.
But, yeah, that's a roundup, DC, what are you doing?
You've got an opportunity, you're not taking it. Just hurry up and take it.
No one cares. If you don't want to fan service us or people that want to see that, we're just fine. But just think money-wise.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't want to make any money, just carry on what you're doing. That's what you got to do.
Simple. But that's me wrapped up, on news.
Ooh. So we're moving on.
Soundbite.
Was you happy with that?
Yeah, soundbite that.
I am excited for this bit because we have got a plethora of trailers.
Plethora, lovely
Let me have a quick drink. Hang on.
Have a quick swig. Do you want to open your next can, Craig, or are you comfortable?
I will. The new podcast is sponsored by Diet Coke.
Can we say that?
Yeah, hashtag not sponsored.
It's not. It's
Allegedly.
So we'll kick off with the first one Watch will do. Spiral.
Yes.
That came out last week. There's so many trailers this week. We've got 7 to go through. I can't remember when it.
I bet everyone's just switched off now. Go,
yeah, probably.
Can you talk about what did you think? I'm interested to think what you thought about Spiral, because I think I've only seen one Saw movie, so I don't really know much about horror movie. I'm not a horror movie
I
fan.
can tell you I've either seen 5 or 8 Saw films. I don't know. Yeah. I've seen a lot of them, but after
the 8,
I think there's 7.
After you've seen 2, you've seen them all.
Yeah, because I think one of them was called, I think number 6 was, or someone's going to be listening to this and be like, you idiot. One of them, 6 or 7, is called The Final Chapter, and it wasn't because they made another one. I do remember that.
Is it a bit like Final Destination where it's just the same thing?
They sort of get captured and put in traps, and they've got to get out of the traps. So there's no way out. Really.
You've seen the first one, yeah? The first one's where they're in the bathroom. It's just the 2 people.
Oh, I've seen more than that then. What's the one with Mark Wahlberg's brother who stabs a pen in his throat to breathe?
I don't know. After no, because the reason is the first one is you've seen them, and
the Final Chapter.
The first one is the 2 in the bathroom, that's a really good film because you don't expect like the guy is dead in the middle. Yeah, gets up and he is Jigsaw. Really good. I will. But that's really good. And then after that, it's just a collection of here's a group of people in another trap or maze. I think one of them's like a bunch of students in a abandoned house.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And then he dies. It's not dead. And some girl takes over it and starts putting a pig mask on. Whatever. And there's one about a cop. I don't know.
Sounds really.
But this one does seem like a different tone. So Chris Rock is the main cop.
Yep.
And we found out in this trailer that Samuel Jackson, I didn't know this, is his dad.
I had no idea he was even in it.
No. And I'm excited to see Chris Rock in a serious role. Because I only know him as funny.
I must say, when he says some certain lines that, I thought he doesn't seem like he's being that
I
serious.
completely agree.
You know
with
what
that.
I mean?
Was I really liked this trailer.
There's a bit where he says something like, "How can I work in here when I didn't know anyone can trust me?" And he's like, I thought he'd turn around and go,
Yeah, he goes, "How can I work? How can I do this case if I can't trust the cops?" And he throws the window, and it's like all I'm hearing is the zebra from Madagascar. But I'm not a horror movie fan. Is this horror or whatever? It probably is. But I really enjoyed it.
I think this looks interesting because, as we just said, the 7 or 8 or however many was before is all point of view of like the victims trying to get out of traps and stuff. This actually looks like it's more of a cop thriller trying to track down the killer.
Yes.
Whereas before it's always been, do you know what I mean? People their arms being twisted off or a saw coming down or, whatever.
Yeah.
But interesting, whatever. Just give it a watch.
Yeah,
I actually want to look up how many saw films there are.
Yeah, I hope Samuel doesn't die. He's tied up, poor old Samuel, at the end of it.
I think he will.
Yeah.
I sort of
and,
hope he
he'll
does.
go and he'll say, "Mother."
He should have had to train the person that was hanging up there, because he could have said "mother" and then train it.
Yep.
But I'm looking forward to this. It looks a very cool trailer.
Yeah.
Craig's just counting. It looks like
A bit of
Fuck
filler.
me. There's 7. I didn't even know this one existed. There was another film in 2017 just called Jigsaw.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I did know. I've heard about that.
Yeah.
Donnie Wahlberg was in Saw 2. That was the student ones in the house.
So I've seen 1 and 2. Then he was the cop trying to help him.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you got Saw 1, 2, 3, and then that era, 2010 when everything was 3D. It was sort of 3D. Yeah. And that I remember that one when there was a big explosion. Literal saw discs flew out.
Brilliant.
Here we go. Anyway, we're going to watch it because sort of have to now. But
Moving on, next trailer, I'm quite excited for it. Space Jam: A New Legacy.
Brilliant.
This looks fun.
Yeah.
It just looks fun. What I like about this trailer is there's 2 bits I like. I think LeBron James looks quite natural in an acting role.
I would,
for a basketball player.
exactly what I thought. Yeah,
I was shocked.
Much better than Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
When he done it. And I like that they're taking the sort of the modern day, like you got the big robot, I can't remember what it's called.
Iron
Iron
Giant,
Giant. You got a Game of
The
Thrones.
IPs
You've
you're on
got,
about, yeah.
You got all that in there, and it just looks crazy fun.
Well, I made this is quite controversial, this trailer. I made a joke straight after we watched it. Do you remember when I said this just looks like Ready Player One?
Yep, and it does.
And then it completely does. But that isn't, in our view, that's not a bad thing.
No.
But in the comments, when obviously we're on the socials and I'm having a look and stuff to be engaging, but everyone's going like, saying, "Oh, this is embarrassing, you're just ripping off Ready Player One." But so is Ready Player One the only one that can use their like IP stuff
Yeah,
now?
exactly, yeah.
But anyway, I just think it looks brilliant. Your Game of Thrones dragon, Iron Giant, talking about Superman,
Kong as well.
Kong
Yeah.
in there. It's brilliant. Yeah.
And Zendaya confirmed as Lola Bunny.
Yes,
as well.
Yeah. So hopefully she comes back in live action or
That's what. Go on.
I don't know what I was going to say now. Go on.
we've got a stalemate. We've got a stalemate.
That's what I like about LeBron James. Or just touching on him because he does the acting and he does voice acting, and that's tough to do as well. And he seems pretty good.
You seem quite the fan.
I am a fan of LeBron James. He's a king.
He's king. It does look at that. It's very. I think I said this just before we started. It's very. What's the word? Advanced from the original.
Oh, yeah.
The original was a couple of cartoon characters come into the real world.
Yeah.
And this is just completely the other way. So far gone from the original. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
completely different. I don't get why Don Cheadle's like the boss there.
Yeah, I know.
It's a
yeah.
really odd.
Do you remember his name?
No, go on.
Algae Rhythm.
Oh god.
It's really odd that he's like the big hologram boss man.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be a character or something? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
And
fun.
also, like I said when this was announced, who cares about Looney Tunes anymore?
No.
They haven't been
I know.
around for like. When's the last time you saw something with Bugs Bunny in?
True.
I think that's why Iron Giant's here, but
Probably, yeah. Kong's gonna
Yes,
pop in at the
but
end.
yeah, I
but,
completely agree with you there.
seems odd, but yeah, as Connor said, exactly. Good fun film.
Yeah, so it's 2 good trailers. We'll move on to the next trailer. Not a bit of me, so I'll chuck it over to you. Only because of the subject matter.
Nice and honest.
Bad Batch trailer.
Yeah. No, good. Looking really impressed with that. Did you like the characters in Clone Wars?
Yeah, I think we spoke them when I was sort of watching them off your recommendation. But yeah, probably that storyline I really enjoyed. One of my favourite from the whole series. I thought they were brilliant.
And people are nuts for Clone Wars. Anything Clone Wars and Ahsoka basically is people love. And this looks like it's going a bit further from, because it says in the trailer Clone Wars are over. So this is looking like the transition between, the prequels and the originals. You've got Tarkin in there as well. Everyone loves, but he's only in it for about 10 minutes in the original. But you got him in there. And do you know what this trailer exactly? Trailer shows me something that Star Wars just cannot do whenever what they always do. When they bring out something new. This is rife for Vader being in it. It is rife. It is exactly the right time frame. And the fact that it wasn't shown to me, this happened. He's in it.
Do you think he's in it?
He's going to be tracking down his clones, because the story, obviously, the clones all get killed and gone, and then they have stormtroopers and stuff. And contrary to most belief, they're not actually the clone troopers in new armor. They're different. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I think Vader's going to be.
That would give it something. As much as I do like these characters, that would give it something.
Well, the very final episode of that Clone Wars, when they redid it with Ahsoka, Vader's at the very end, isn't he? And realizes, picks up her lightsaber and that. So, yeah, people, they love chucking Vader in something. That Jedi Fallen Order game, spoilers if you haven't played it, he's right at the very end and almost kills you. And then Clone Wars, he shoves him at the end. Rogue One, fantastic scene at the end of the hallway bit. So they love shoving him in.
The games.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a final trailer. We'll see if you're here at a time. But
as we said, May 4th, Star Wars Day, and starting with 70 mins.
Yeah.
So, I'm well on board with it. Don't know. I haven't read how many episodes it is, though.
No.
The trailer looked good. We haven't actually talked about trailer.
Trailer was good. It had some, as you just mentioned, Tarkin. I think that was Sol Guerrero, was it, in there? Yeah. So you had some sort of favourites in the action. I think is going to be quite good because they're all different in terms of one strong one fast hunter one. The computer genius and the sniper good. So they're all got their different things and they're all going to show off in different ways. And I just think, and they've got a really good chemistry as a team. Yeah, because they're like a Bad Batch family. So I think it looks very good.
Yeah. Cool characters.
It will smash it. Like Disney Plus, people will love it.
Yeah,
lovely. Sticking on the Disney train, Black Widow trailer. Is it the final trailer? Or is it just?
I don't think.
If it gets pushed back again, who knows?
It was a new one.
It's a change of tone.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. This looks a lot more serious.
Yeah.
And almost quite sad.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But they started that up top with the her dying in Endgame scene, so they were setting the tone. Yeah, they were setting the tone there. Well, but there's a fact I sent you earlier that
brilliant fact.
That actually, Brad, I'm not going to take full credit. Brad did see it earlier.
I didn't get that fact, but go on.
So it had 70 million views in the first 24 hours, which is it's good. It's not huge amounts. I mean, it is 70 million views is a lot for anyone. We wish we could get that on YouTube, but but compared to the first trailer that came out when everything was okay and we was all willing to go to cinema and see it, and we could a couple of months later, that was 50 mil in the first 24 hours.
Yeah.
So it's odd, I think, for this to come out at 70 mil.
Yeah. Well, I must admit, my excitement for this film has gone from sort of a 5 to an 8 after this trailer.
Yeah,
it
has
jumped.
I must admit, I know we've seen the scene a few times, but Taskmaster he looks fantastic in this. That looks like a good villain. But there wasn't much, much, if any, comedy sort of bits in this. As before, you had them, do you remember sitting around the table and cracking jokes with the mum and dad?
It's a strange one for me. I completely agree that was a better trailer and that was a very, very good trailer. I still am not excited for it. I can't. How do I explain it? I'm just not invested in a Black Widow solo movie. I can't. Something about it. I was never really on board with it. I'll watch it and probably enjoy the film, but I can't. I wouldn't say I'm really excited for that film. I still cannot get there.
No, I'm trying. I wouldn't say that either. To be fair, but
very good trailer.
I think it's the best trailer they've released.
Yeah.
From watching that trailer and watching Falcon and Winter Soldier, I would say this could have been a series.
Yeah.
This could have fit as a series.
It looks like it fits together, sort of thing, didn't it? That same sort of. That's her character, really. Like if she was even, Winter Soldier, she was much better than she was in the first Avengers film. I think every character pretty much was. But like we said from the start, and what everyone sort of thinks, it's odd timing for this film to actually have come out. It may have been better because it's set between Civil War and Infinity War. What she's been doing on the run, stuff like that.
Yeah,
probably should have been released then, or even in between Infinity War and Endgame. So it made. I mean, everyone was a bit shocked she died in Endgame anyway. Spoilers, but the whole world's seen it. Yeah. So yeah, it could. I don't know. It's weird, but I think it could just be because it's the first film to come out.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
could be that.
And remind this is theaters and Disney Plus premiere.
Yes.
Now that is a Disney buckle if ever I've. So how many months was we saying on this? They're never put it on Disney Plus and not saying they're going to do it. We all knew it was going to happen.
Yeah,
we all knew it was going to happen. Yeah. Pardon? The Dark Who got me. July 9th then on a thingy. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Cool.
Still on the Disney train. The mouse has got us going. Loki trailer.
Oh, now that's. Do you want to go, Con?
Well, I thought of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
No, do you want to go outside? Let's go outside.
I'll step outside. Hold on. This looked really interesting. This trailer. It's a different style of Marvel that I've never seen before. And I really like Loki and Tom Hiddleston's Loki.
Massive following that character.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
You can see some budget in this as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Some massive budget in that. It looks like anyway.
I just love the. Looks like at the end that was new. See, at the end it looked like it was at Pompeii or something with a volcano.
Yes. Yeah.
It looks like they're going, as we've said before, going to all these different time realities and stuff.
But the rumor was from years ago. It weren't years ago. Say a couple of months ago, I don't know now. But the rumor was that he's basically going through time and basically you'll see him influencing big events in our real timeline.
Which I quite like, even though it was implied, it was never confirmed, but it's going to be, he's obviously going to stab him in the back, as Owen Wilson alludes to in the trailer, but it looks like he's doing it to reverse all the damage he's done by coming out of that time with the Space Stone.
Yeah.
It even shows you that little computer with the branches, which is like the Mark. I've seen a lot of things on social media. In Mark Ruffalo, Hulk, and the Sorcerer Supreme,
Ancient one,
is doing it. So yes, I think it's going to be quite cool. As Craig said, budget fantastic. It was a bit like, do you know what I liked about it? The Umbrella Academy.
Yes,
that
bit weird and
that
wonderful
company.
Yeah,
The weird, quirky. Like, makes you laugh moments, like the guy with a typewriter when he goes, sign all what you've said all in your life. And then he says, like, oh, this is absurd. And then it goes, ding.
Yeah.
A very Umbrella Academy time variant.
Sort of, I get that. Owen Wilson he looked great at this.
The reception he's got online is unbelievable.
No one dislikes Owen Wilson. Just no one dislikes
or you're a horrible person.
Yeah, it's just, it looked good. The action looked good, like the fighting and stuff. And then they've still got that clip in there of the real life person. I think his name is B.D. Cooper. He owned a bit on a plane.
Yeah.
Which is like a real life actual mystery, and it looks like they're going to explain it by it.
If you've seen Prison Break, you'll know.
Yeah. So, it looks very, very interesting. It's very interesting.
I'm thinking about it. They've been clever, Disney, because they've had one division, which was the family and that's drama aspect. Got Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is action. Picking up now.
Is it?
In commas. And then you got Loki, which is sort of this mystery type style. So,
drama,
so it's good how they've got the three different styles and done it that way. It's clever.
But it's going to look good. And there's eagle-eyed people have spotted there was a scroll in it. Did you see that?
I saw it online.
I only saw it again when we watched it then because I saw it online. Right at the beginning where he's because it looks like he goes through the portal from Endgame and gets immediately captured.
Yeah.
Immediately. Yeah. But and as he comes through there, there's just a scroll walking about behind, so all spacey stuff, so it makes sense. And then the character, I don't know if you've read about this.
Lady Loki, you going to say?
No, but we can mention that. There's a bit where it looks like he's sitting with Black Widow. He's sitting on a rock. You only see it from behind.
Yeah.
A lot of people said it's Natasha because it looks like...
Vormir, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does look like
a load of people going, it's not, it's definitely not. And I was like, but it really does look like that. But anyway, we'll find out.
Yeah. How do they know?
I saw it because I think when we posted the Loki trailer, it was like, oh, here comes everyone saying that's Natasha.
Yeah.
Oh, it does certainly look like it. But anyway, because it looks like Vormir as well, obviously where she died. So whatever. Apparently it's not. It's apparently everyone else knows it's Lady Loki. So
Yeah.
cool. So there is another character. It's the woman with looks like she's got that sash on. That's in
With
it.
the thing.
Yeah, with the staff or whatever. Apparently, her name in it, which I've just lost. Oh shit! It's gone. I can't find it.
Only we had some time variants. We could go.
Would be nice. Oh,
Do you know anything?
I've had it. So she's playing the head of the Time Variance Authority, and the character name is known as Judge Renslayer. Means nothing to me. I'm sure it means nothing to you. I didn't mean listeners. I actually mean you two. So.
I don't know.
But basically, we've got the introduction of Kang, who's all to do with time travel and stuff coming in. Ant-Man and what's already been cast and everything. And this character is basically in the comics is his lover / ally / enemy. So it could be a link. Obviously, he's mainly with time stuff. This is all about time, so it would make sense that maybe there's a cameo. Who knows? Yeah. We're not going to start speculating because we got way out of hand before. So yeah,
let's just enjoy it.
So June 11th.
Lovely.
We'll see that.
Now we're stepping into some beautiful minds. Suicide Squad.
Oh,
it's a Rebellion.
I forgot where you was going with that.
This was called a Rebellion trailer, and again, a different tone. It looked much better.
Much better. So much better.
I think I said to you that it was before the Red Band trailer, and it still was after that. But this was one of my most anticipated movies. I don't really know why. I've something about it's just really captured me after I learnt about the synopsis a few months ago and stuff like that. But that trailer, the Rebellion, is it called? Sorry,
Rebellion trailer.
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I did as well.
Just one thing to mention: I'm not a Doctor Who fan. Peter Capaldi doesn't really mean anything to me. But his monologue at the beginning was incredible.
Didn't realise that was him.
So do you know the one that's laughing, going superheroes, like taking the piss?
Yeah.
Like that's him. And it's just his voice is fantastic. Now, you had a lot of people going like, to James Gunn on Twitter, saying like, well played for casting the voice for the Finko, whatever his name is, because he's like Doctor Who, and James Gunn was like, I've never seen Doctor Who. Like straight up.
I believe him.
Yeah. He'd never seen Doctor Who, but I just like Peter Capaldi.
Fair enough.
But where does he like him from?
I don't. Well, he's
definitely watched Doctor Who.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's mainly he's a massive actor. But I thought it was absolutely. It grabbed me instantly. I thought it was brilliant.
It was
I can't wait.
just a lot better, and it just sort of goes to show you don't need a Red Band trailer to have them swearing and much more violence to make it better, because that second one was better.
By quite a bit.
Yeah.
Some of the shots look good as well, especially with Harley Quinn when she's shooting all the flowers.
Yeah,
I
like the Peacemaker bit as well, where the bullet comes out the gun. I thought that was quite cool.
Yeah.
Even what's his name, Polka Dot Man.
Yes.
That looked quite cool. I don't know what them little things do. They're little bombs or something.
I assume they're going to explode. I don't know.
He sort of just goes. There's just loads of them, like little tiddlywinks coming out.
He even looks good. Jai Courtney with his boomerang, Captain Boomerang.
Yeah.
It just looks. Yeah, it just looks really cool.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait for it. I honestly cannot wait.
I'm going to really enjoy John Cena in this.
I think so. I think so too.
People are going to love him.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to have to, because they've got a series coming out as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it makes you think that he is going to be good, as we've said before. Like to greenlight that series, they must know they've got something fun and cool here. So yeah, I can't wait for it. Not got much more to say.
And another £15 for us.
Yeah, happy days.
Well, wouldn't they be open by then, August 6th?
Yeah, it should.
Yeah. That's my job.
Well, it's only £15 though.
It's going to be £50 each by the time you get popcorn and drinks. Now.
True. Hey, and the rest.
That's what I mean.
Cinemas are definitely upping their prices.
Fair enough, yep. So
You'd have to, wouldn't they?
yeah. Oh, I can't wait to get back to a cinema anyway. Sorry.
Stepping out of beautiful minds and into beautiful men.
God, excuse me.
Without remorse.
Segues here are unbelievable.
We're going inside of.
Not inside. Without Remorse trailer. It came out today.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Now I know. I remember it.
Today, as in we're recording Tuesday, so yesterday for listeners.
Yep.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah, really good. Really good.
Yeah.
There was nothing really new. It was the same as the first trailer.
Yeah.
But it was just, again, it was just cool.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan is just...
Do you know what? Exactly what I think when I was watching that is it's an old story. Like there's nothing new there. Some assassins or whatever killed his family. He gets out of prison, probably framed for the murder or whatever, and then joins a group goes takes revenge.
Yeah.
Without remorse.
John Wick.
Yeah. Or any other
Yeah,
sort of
things
action
that's
film.
been
But,
done, yeah.
but this looked, I mean, Michael B. Jordan both looks and acts great. Just the action looks good. Everything looks spot on.
I don't even think you need to. I don't think I'm gonna, but I don't think you need to be invested in the story.
Not really,
Do
no.
you know what I mean? So, like, it might be a sad scene and Michael B. Jordan can act, so it probably will be a sad scene when he gets shot, when the intruders kill his wife and stuff. But I probably won't be on the bandwagon for revenge. Like with Taken, I wanted him to find his daughter.
Yeah. In the first one.
Yeah, in the first one.
The other two, they're just stupid, stop getting
I'm going to
kidnapped.
pretend they didn't exist in this one. I'm going to pretend they didn't exist. But yeah, so the story mattered with that. But this, I just think, you just don't worry. Just go and watch the film. Watch Michael B. Jordan looking fantastic. And watch him. Clearly he can, I mean, not just from Creed, but clearly Geezer can do sort of martial arts stuff. It's all close
Black
camera.
Panther as well, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So it's all close camera on him. It's all him. It just looks really good. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is Amazon Prime, isn't it?
Yeah, April 30th.
yeah,
Couple
Not
weeks.
long. Yeah,
we'll do a review of that on an episode. I think we've got it scheduled in.
yeah.
But yeah,
That's trailers. That's all the trailers.
woo!
Oh.
Flew for it.
We should soundbite your ooh from earlier.
I was going to say, you've just done one now, so I need to do one later.
Yeah, we need
okay,
Craig
got
to
it.
do one now.
Yeah, sweet. Right, so we had a third episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier this week, as we've done the last couple of times. Quick little mini go through. Con, what's your thoughts on the episode?
Do you know what? I'm trying to think back to the episode.
Okay, we'll go to
It's not
both.
it's not like we just had a break or
I
anything.
know. I'm actually trying to think back to the episode to see what actually.
So it's the one when they got Zemo out and then they went and
Oh yeah,
tracked down the super soldier stuff and
I
that.
don't know. I forgot. It's probably the best episode there's been so far.
Yeah,
Zemo was well needed.
yeah,
well
yeah.
needed.
It's an unlikely little trio they've got there, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. Rating on the episode?
I would give it a 7 out of 10.
Series so far?
Series so far, 6 out of 10.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
all right, fair.
It's climbing slowly, but I still need to see a bit more. It's
Well,
like-
halfway through now.
Yeah.
So 3 more episodes to go. Big stuff got to be coming.
Yeah.
Because there hasn't really been
Yeah.
big stuff as of yet, has
I
there?
wouldn't say it's kicked off.
No.
It nearly did because Zemo was that good.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say the season's here we go because there's
Yeah.
always that moment in a season. Could be any time and you know it. That's your point. But I haven't felt that yet.
Your rating or thoughts on the episode? Em?
Similar to Con, I'd say episode wise, purely because of Zemo, I'd say 7 out of 10. And season, I'm about I'd say a 6. I'd say a 6.
Yeah, similar-ish. 7. I'll say 7 for this episode again. Zemo and Sharon Carter. To be fair, I really liked her in this. Her action scenes were pretty good. But I'm going to go 7 for the series so far.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So not much difference. What do you think of Sharon Carter in it?
She was good. She was, I wasn't sure what to expect when she would come into it, but I enjoyed her.
Yeah, for the comic-based people, she's quite a main player. She's known as Agent 13, which is alluded to in Winter Soldier. I think she's called Agent 13 or something. But she's like a Black Widow-esque
Yeah, she can
character.
fight, yeah.
So it's quite good to see her actually doing something rather than just awkwardly kissing Captain America. But and she's lovely to look at as well, isn't she? So
It's I've had a revelation.
oh, okay.
This is not. I'm not going in on it at all because I am enjoying it. If someone said, "Are you enjoying Falcon and the Soldier?" I say, "Yes, I am." Thank you for asking. But I've had a revelation. I've been struggling because I'm not as a bigger Marvel fan. I wouldn't say as you, Craig.
Okay.
But I am, as you know, a massive Marvel fan.
Yeah.
So I'm in an iron. Why am I not enjoying this as much as I thought I was going to be? And I really can't. I couldn't put my finger on it. So just things out just straight away. As I said, I thought Zemo was one of the best things I've seen Marvel with recently. I thought he was phenomenal. I could watch him endlessly.
Yeah.
And he's only just started with his old Zemo story, so I'm really excited. Then I really enjoyed this episode. I made a little note here because it looked very John Wick, didn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know writ it?
I'm guessing the guy who did John Wick.
Derek,
From your tone.
exactly, yeah. Derek Kolstad, who writ this episode. So, and I think he did the first. Anyway, so he writ this episode. So you know all the Madripoor scene?
Yes,
It felt very John Wicky and espionage.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that aspect. But this is where I think I've gone wrong with it.
Okay.
This is it.
Go on.
I was sitting there and I was thinking, I like Bucky. Why am I not drawn? What's going on, Brad? I looked in the mirror and and then I saw something on Twitter, which had my revelation come from, my epiphany. 11 years ago, Sebastian Stan was cast as the Winter Soldier. 11 years.
I didn't realise that long.
So I just feel like the time, I know they had bigger things to go to, Infinity War and Endgame. I get that after Civil War. But when was Civil War? 2016, 17?
16, I think it was.
That's a long time ago. I feel like these stories with Sharon Carter, who I did enjoy in this, her story, Bucky's story, I just feel like the time's gone. I'm struggling to get on board with their story because I laughed at one point in this badly at the series. You know, I thought about it, you know, Sharon Carter.
Mm-hmm.
So Steve, last time they saw each other, they kissed.
Yeah.
Right. Then things kick off. She's on the run. Like, no one's thinking about her. She's just on the run. He then in an alternate reality, gets with her aunt, back with her aunt, and has a lovely life and grows old. Sharon's on the run.
Yeah, no one sort of helped her out.
And I just feel like I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to go, right, yeah, we dealt with Infinity War and Endgame. Now we've got these stories that we didn't really get a chance to.
I mean, there was bigger things at play, to be fair.
That's what I said, bigger things at play, but I still feel like it just feels a bit silly in places because these storylines, this is a sequel to Civil War.
Yeah.
And it feels so long ago. I feel like that's my main thing with it. While I am struggling, that's why I'm struggling with it. I think, and it's because the time has gone. I think for Bucky's story, he's been the Winter Soldier for 10 years.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
This should we be getting his backstory
I think
now?
To sort of go along with what you are saying, I think which we haven't really seen so much of yet, and I know it can't be done in one episode, but this whole series was meant to be who's the next Captain America.
Yes, that's
the story, which we haven't really got yet. I mean, we've got the new Captain America, who's not obviously going to be by the end of it, but or is he? Who knows? He's not because of the toilet. But
just before you carried, I hated that initial scene with him.
Sorry, what?
You know, the first initial scene of this episode with Captain America, John Walker.
Oh, where he's an arsehole.
Every second of it.
But I think that was good. No, I tell you, I know you hated it.
No, but why did you hate him for the reason of
I see,
he's
okay.
my cat? I just don't like him as it. I liked him in number 2.
But I think that's meant. Oh, I see. Okay,
so I thought he was good number 2. But when he was like screaming and he went with the spit on his face and he wiped the spit, I'm not really getting this character.
Yeah.
I'm struggling again with him. So I am struggling with the series.
I quite like that because I know he's meant to be like the arsehole version of Captain America, and not who he's meant to be. You know, he's in front of the cameras. Yeah, he's going to be like he was at the American football game. But obviously behind doors, he's not that character.
Yeah.
But I don't have a problem with him, really.
No, fair enough.
That city they went to, what's it called? Mandrapore. That's a really cool city.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more of that.
Big connection to Wolverine.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, very. I'm not 100% sure what the connection is, but apparently it's a big X-Men Wolverine thing.
I read it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not taking any credit here. So loads of things in it. See the little kitty bar?
Yep.
In the comics, Wolverine goes there to hide out, and I think he's got a name called Patch, and that was his bar. So loads of I've read about 5 things, all that, and that woman Selby.
Yes,
she's a mutant in the comics and stuff. So. There was a lot of links.
I mean, she's nothing in this anymore.
Shit,
yeah, she was.
It was awful.
Yeah,
but yeah. So
she looked like someone who could have been in EastEnders.
Spot on. That is spot on. But yeah, so I am really enjoying. Just to sum up, I'm really enjoying this series. But I'm having an argument with myself because the Marvel geek in me is going, "Fucking enjoy it, Brad. What you doing?"
You just find you don't really care,
and I'm just and that's what I'm struggling with. And I don't know, but I love the characters, and I will enjoy this show by the end.
To both of you then, what? Hang on. So there's 3 episodes of this, 3 episodes of WandaVision.
Yeah.
What's the better series? If you think, because the 3rd episode's where it, the one after the black and white one, and it all started to unravel a little bit, didn't it?
So you asking us halfway?
3 series in? No, not
3
halfway.
Episodes in.
Oh, well,
cool,
no,
definitely Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Well, no, the 3rd episode of WandaVision where it was good.
If we go from halfway points, because technically it's halfway Winter Soldier, halfway.
I'd go WandaVision.
I would go WandaVision.
Okay.
The reason I would
episode 4 was my. That's when it. I know it towered a little bit, but we won't go into that. Listen to our recent episodes on that one. But yeah, episode 4 was like Jesus.
Yeah,
that was phenomenal. So yeah, I'd say after that, halfway through 4.5 episodes, so the halfway, I'd go WandaVision.
And I found myself with WandaVision watching it of a morning, whereas this, and I was off work. It's bank holiday.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Falcon Winter Soldier till about 9 o'clock that evening.
Mm,
And I just thought,
That tells
I've
a lot.
got Falcon Winter Soldier to watch, and then I put it on. So I wasn't like,
Fair, yeah.
What about you, Craig?
I don't know, really.
You asked the question.
I was asking that.
Fair point.
No,
Gun to your head, under the table as
I
well.
think I prefer Falcon Winter Soldier. I know you've fallen off the train much like Bucky did. But I like Bucky.
A listener's just smashed glass.
No, I like Bucky and Zemo. Really, I think he's very good in Civil War. And I think he's brilliant.
This show could end up being, for me, fantastic because of him.
Yeah.
Mate, so at the minute, I'm enjoying it. I am struggling with it, but I'm enjoying it. But seeing him, I literally was smart. I think I was smiling.
Yeah.
Every time he was on screen.
I think this next one's going to be. I think this next one's going to be a big one because they've got all the info, if you like, and I think they'll be going for the Shield this next one.
Yeah.
There's a big rumor going around. You know, this power broker person who's running things basically. Apparently, it's Sharon Carter.
Well, the end of the episode did highlight it, didn't it?
Yeah, when she gets in the car and like she seems like she's very much in charge of stuff, isn't she?
Yeah.
I'd like it to be. I saw another rumor saying it's Zemo. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah.
Like, if he's pretending he's not in charge of all this.
Pulling all the strings from in the jail.
He's
or
very
whatever.
manipulative, isn't he? Yeah. So
I really, really dislike the young English girl.
Yeah, Carly
This is what I need to
Morgenthau, whatever her name is.
Wait.
I think that's her name.
no good pronunciation.
I cannot get on board with her.
I can't get on with the facts. I can't get on with their story.
No.
I don't relate to it. I don't get motivated. I just can't relate to the flag smashers.
Yeah.
I
think their idea of what they want, I think, is good.
I agree.
Like,
It's
not
not
good, but you know, you can see their point from when the 5 years when half the world was gone. That I get that, but I sort of agree. Yeah,
But we'll see. There's more to come. But at the minute, it's just
We need more.
yeah, we need more. But yeah, Zemo top drawer. Can I just say one thing about it? I know there was amazing bits. Not iconic, but very cool moment with the hat and his famous Zemo mask. Sorry, but the bit when he first shows up and Sam Wilson sees him and he goes to speak, and then they both go not now or whatever, and he goes apologies.
And the bit that's brilliant, and the bit that's been turned into GIF. You used it on the Twitter was the little dancing.
Oh, yeah.
It's quite
And
good.
the Marvin Gaye goes, it's a masterpiece for African American culture. It's just so good.
So this house goes, he is right.
Oh, sorry.
It's a good obviously the buddy cop thing is good between the two of them, but he was another good one.
If they wasn't doing a season 2 of this, which I think they are gonna of this Falcon and Soldier, they will now because of him. Everywhere I look, it's everyone wants Zemo.
Yeah.
So I think they will delve more into his character. I really do.
And their relationships getting stronger. Sam and Bucky.
Yes, I agree.
They're getting stronger.
Yeah. So episode 4 next Friday. I think something's going to be big, and then obviously the episode 5 one is where they said apparently we're all going to cry. I'm purposely not going to. I'm just not going to be interested. But so cool. So Con, over to you for our main bit.
Yeah, so Godzilla v Kong finally hit our small screens, which we'll get into. I'm a bit gutted about, but we'll get into it. But just some numbers up top.
Yes, definitely.
So it's smashing at the box office at the minute. So as of Sunday, I've got the figures. Domestically, 48.5 million, and internationally, $285 million.
When you think of the world we're in, the climate, that is quite incredible.
Yeah.
We said it in our chat, didn't we? That I think, and it's going all around the house, the sort of around the internet now, that all people like the AMC owners, theatre owners, and all the people out there, I feel like they woke up and feel like their jobs are saved.
Yeah.
Theatre's not dead.
Not
clearly.
dead.
No, it's not going to be.
Yeah.
But again, I think we mentioned it before with what was the last thing that came out? I don't know, whatever it was. But we mentioned it and said, and I think it might still apply to this. Is this because the times we're in at the moment, and this is one of the first big blockbusters to come out? It's not up against anything, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's not. It's not a normal cinema theatre trip where you could choose, whatever film. So could be something to do with that, but it deserves the money because of just what it is.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, people in America, like that domestically, what it done was it 48.5?
48.5.
Bearing in mind, they can literally just sign up to HBO Max
Yeah.
to watch it. to get that domestic release in a pandemic and it being on a streaming service for the monthly fee, if you haven't got it, or if you've got it, then you can just watch it for
But then
free.
again, I'm sure Connor's going to say about this anyway. We had to watch it on TV, but if you had a choice,
Oh, yeah.
what would
Oh yeah, cinema all day long.
Yeah. it's very-
so in which case,
Yeah.
for us, £15 between, well, 4 of us watched it. That's much cheaper split between 4 of us compared to what it would be if we go cinema.
Yeah.
And I would have, like, for example, actually, I'll pose this question. Obviously, Black Widow's coming out on Disney Plus it'll be $19.99
Yeah.
on July 9th. But will you see it at cinema or will you watch it on Disney Plus? I know it's a bit different because that's a different.
Depending on what UK is in,
We'll be fine by then.
Yeah, I will go cinema.
Yeah, I would go
Yeah.
cinema for that. As
But
well.
that's what I'm saying. So the Americans, I can see why
Yeah.
they've gone and spent that amount of money on it.
I feel like what the scary thing is that the way this new, it's a bit like the people in the offices, like the new way of working, they call it, from home now.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone thought the new streaming services all having their streaming wars, that cinemas are dead. I don't think any of us thought it would be, but I feel like this reaffirms that once everything's fine again, streaming, everyone's going to have these streamings, but if you've got Godzilla vs. Kong, most people are going to watch that at the cinema.
You go to cinema for the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Craig just winked at me, I think. So.
but because we can all watch at home, we can all buy a fucking, if we wanted to, 85-inch TVs where it's not a cinema screen. You haven't got the sound system there, and you haven't got the lovely fresh popcorn. So, you've got to go see it. I mean, Justice League, no, I probably would have stopped watching at home 4 hours. I'm not.
Yeah,
not
Even
doing
I
it.
couldn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I'd like to pause and go to toilet in that amount length of time. But this, did you want to, or I'll go for it? The
go on.
the HBO Max numbers.
Oh, sorry, yeah, you both got them up.
Have you got them?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah,
Go ahead.
So we've got the HBO Max numbers as well, and again, it's smashing it as well. So 2.6 million US households watched it in the first 3 days, compared to Wonder Woman 84, 2.2 million US households, and Snyder Cut 1.8 million US households.
That Snyder Cut was, I think it was 4 days, wasn't it?
4 days, yeah.
So
right,
that was an extra day for
Yeah.
that. Are you surprised by that?
Very. Well, yeah,
I'm not so sure,
Just quickly,
really.
yes and no. So, yeah, Wonder Woman come out on like a holiday period and Christmas Day. Most people would probably own those. What was it?
That was the experimental one, really, wasn't it?
Yeah. So if you did have time on your hands, which you do, like that period between Christmas and New Year's, no one's doing anything.
Yeah.
You probably would go, hang on, Wonder Woman's on HBO. Should we watch that? So you can imagine why that's got quite millions of views. Snyder Cut, maybe, you can understand 1.8 because it come out on a random Thursday, was against Falcon and Winter Soldier and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe. I am I said it in the chat earlier, I'm sceptical with those.
The numbers.
Yeah. I don't see how, from a logical standpoint, how a film that is on HBO Max for free in US, well, not free, you have to pay for it, obviously, subscription. I don't see how that has doubled the viewers of Snyder Cut when Snyder Cut had by far the biggest, the hype around it.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah.
So doubled viewers? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure on that. I can't. I'm not saying it's wrong. They're lying. I just find that quite hard to believe.
Bit inflated, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah. I was just trying to look up Raya, see what they sort of had. I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Because Disney just don't bother telling you. But,
None of them do. It's really annoying. Actually.
I'm not really surprised by that because similar to what Brad said, but the Snyder Cut Justice League, that's only going to attract a certain group of people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people who watched the original one, it would only be the hardcore fans, I'd say, would go watch this one, especially because it's 4 hours as well. Wonder Woman is Wonder Woman, and it come out at Christmas. But this is, I mean, it's two classic beasts going at each other. Do you know what I mean? So
my counter argument to that is that out of sort of our close friends, so hang on, go for it. Oh yeah. So out of our close friends, like I know, like Sean, my brother. I know I've got some mates, Brad Fraser, we all know, and I know loads of people that watch Snyder Cut for some reason that I wouldn't have associated them with watching that.
Yeah.
If I categorically know these people have not watched Godzilla vs Kong.
is that because of us though, in our group?
Well, Sean maybe, but anyone else, I've not really sort of spoken to it.
Luke, I think, was because he never even watched the first one.
Yeah, Luke. Luke definitely. But like some people I've spoke to about it, I know categorically they've not seen Godzilla vs Kong. Obviously, I know you've got to pay for it. Maybe that's why actually. So But yeah, I just feel like
Because I was shocked that we got it for free.
Yeah,
That's
that was
the thing.
weird.
Yeah, so
That was a surprise.
that was weird. Yeah, and like I say, just I'm not saying they're lying, but some of
I
the
feel
stuff
like you are.
some of the stuff Warner Brothers have said around
Yeah.
Snyder Cut makes them look fishy. They've come out and said they're basically they're not revealing the number.
Well, we said earlier they could be making Justice League look the worst
Yeah.
to stop these people keep going and restore the Snyderverse.
Which is
Yeah.
and the stuff Warner Brothers have done over recent years. We'll put
it could be
but,
dodged.
But yeah, so I just feel like doubling figures, something's not adding up. The hype that Snyder Cut had, and it was on HBO Max in US, just like Godzilla vs Kong is. I don't see how you would get double the viewers. I really can't see it.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying they're lying. I'm just shocked. I'm not saying
I sort of can just because I don't think as many people, wider audiences, would watch a 4-hour redo of a film, essentially, even though it's not really a redo because it's a different film. But compared to something as classic as like Godzilla, Kong,
Yeah.
you know, I can
Yeah, I
see
see
it
what you're
both
saying.
sides of it, but
yeah.
but they're lying basically. What I'm saying.
Well, we'll get into the film.
Yeah.
So before we get into ratings, I'll just read my first line of my review,
Oh, yes.
which is on the Weekly Cut. So Weekly Cut on Instagram, Weekly Cut on Twitter. So my opening line was, the monster fight was a roaring success, but the human element was a chihuahua bark in comparison.
It's a fantastic start to
I
a
really
review.
like that.
Fantastic start.
As a rating, 3 out of 5 I gave it, which is probably about a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
What did you think, rating wise?
I agree. In reflection, and I think I've done the comparison as a movie reviewer, which we have to be if we're what we're doing with this weekly cut. As a movie review, spot on. 3 stars is as high as you can go for this movie.
Yeah.
As a fan, 10 out of 10. No, I loved. I got over the human bits as a fan because I just absolutely was having the best time of my life watching them two fight. So as a fan, I really enjoyed it. It's not really to say, but as a movie review, that is spot on, and I agree with every word you said.
Yeah. Craig?
No more to add. No, you just bang on. Yeah, fine.
Yeah. So we'll get into non-spoilers and we'll go into spoilers. So the crux of the story is crux again. I like it.
Take us through a journey like Craig used to do with Mando. Take us through it. Where are we? What is going on?
So Godzilla's kicking off.
And that's it. Okay. See you next week.
He's kicking off for some reason. No one knows why.
We all did from the trailers, but
And they need Kong. Kong's getting out of hand a bit. He's captured, and they need him to find. It's hard to do without getting into spoilers, really.
I think you can say what you're
trying to find.
They need Kong to find Hollow Earth,
Yeah.
which would have been fantastic, I must say. But again, the human element took it over. They find Hollow Earth. Godzilla is still kicking off, and it's Godzilla v Kong. But at the same time, this company Apex, I think it's Apex, isn't
Apex Cybernetics.
it? Apex are creating their own monster, which is, everyone knows, it's Mecha Godzilla.
Well, it was in the trailer, so yeah.
So everyone knows Mecha Godzilla.
And again, the toys were released, so people saw it first.
And it's just one big kickoff, basically.
Yeah.
It's one big fight. That's as much as I can really say without spoiling it.
I think that's And then also, without spoiling it, there's some subplots with some human characters that are just unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
Actually added nothing.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I can't, like, I was jokes in my review about Carl Chandler. What was the point in Carl Chandler in that whole film?
I'm interested to watch. I will watch that again and probably fast forward to the King Kong fights. But I'm interested to watch that again to know what his point was in the movie.
Yeah.
I knew what his point was in King of Monsters. That's fine.
Yeah.
In this, I had he just was in a tent, looking like he was busy. Going, I can't talk now. I'm busy.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Kyle?
What was you doing? He did get a rather quick flight over to, where was it? Was it Singapore? No, where was it? Tokyo.
Yeah.
But other than that,
I mean, people are saying, let me clarify. I didn't dislike the performances of the actors. I quite enjoyed them. I thought they had quite good performances. I liked them. I liked their roles. My gripe was they were just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Each story plot, apart from the one with the little girl and the scientist,
Yeah.
they were the only ones that I really needed. Millie Bobby Brown, her subplot was just unnecessary for me.
Yeah,
really.
very much so.
I completely agree. The only human element I didn't mind, could have done without it, but I didn't mind was the deaf girl.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that made sense, helped humanize King Kong or Kong. And I didn't mind that. I actually quite liked it, their sort of relationship as much as I can.
Yeah.
Everyone else, even the Doctor from Iron Man 3,
Yeah.
I didn't believe that relationship at all.
Yeah.
So was she like a stepmom or just found her in this on Skull Island?
I think she is her mum in it, isn't she?
Is she?
I don't know if she is.
I thought, no.
I don't remember.
I just presumed it was her mum.
Well, even if it was, that's even worse because I didn't believe that.
Yeah.
It just, no, even Millie Bobby Brown and Kyle Chandler, they at least had some emotional connection as father and daughter in King of Monsters. But in this, just nothing. And I can't say anything more. Just didn't like any. And I thought he was terrible. Alex Skarsgård, I thought he was terrible.
Again, he was unnecessary as well. There wasn't. What did he do? But I'll pose this question, and I'll have my answer this time.
Okay.
So this is the fourth of the MonsterVerse films. You haven't seen
I haven't seen
King of Monsters,
no.
but all right, for the three you've seen, then Godzilla, Skull Island, and this, what's your order? Like of your favourites?
It'll go Skull Island, probably this, and then Godzilla.
Yeah, go on, Brad.
I think I pretty much the same. Obviously, I've seen all four. So Skull as a movie reviewer,
Yes. Yeah.
Kong Skull Island was a very good movie. I would give this second, just for the moments in it, and then King of Monsters was very, very close. I probably would give that a 3-star as well. So it's quite hard to but I will just give it a 3 purely because King Kong ain't in it. And then Godzilla, number 4 for killing Bryan Cranston so early.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. And the fact that you see about 10 seconds of Godzilla in the whole
At
film.
best.
Yeah, at best, yeah.
What about you?
I think I'd do Skull Island, but I think I would edge it with King of Monsters.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
As a film, this obviously had the better moments and what you wanted to see, but I think King of Monsters is actually a better film than this. Again, like you said, very close, and then Godzilla can just go straight in the bin. That film's straight up crap.
Yeah.
That is crap. I remember that come out, it was like 5 stars, 4 stars everywhere. I was, no, it's definitely not.
It was such a shame because they done so on that Godzilla film in 2014, was it? Or when
It was 14, yeah.
Forget about Bryan Cranston. They ruined that. I don't know why they had such a great actor and they just killed him off and then went with Aaron Taylor-Johnson and bloody Elizabeth Olsen. But there was such a good moment where you was building up to this reveal of this monster of Godzilla. And do you remember the Halo drop of the...
Yeah, really good bit, yeah.
You might have even seen the pictures, Colin. I know you ain't seen the film. But
Oh, you've seen Godzilla.
Have you seen Godzilla?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Do you remember the bit where they jump out the plane coming down and then the people in the mask, when they're floating, you can see Godzilla?
Yeah.
And it was really good, and all of a sudden he's revealed, and it just never went on from that. And then I thought the fighting between the Mutu with the things were not
The
great.
bit that annoyed me about that was there was a big airport scene, like geared up, ready to go. Yeah. And then you're waiting to see it go, oh, this is it. I think you're about an hour into the film at this point. You go, come on, this is the bit. All you see is a big fucking chubby cankle come down in front of the thing. And then it cuts away and you can only see the fight through TV screens around it. It's like, did you run out of budget or something?
Yeah.
Did you have to do it from crappy, like grainy TV screens? It was,
Well, talking about sort of star ratings as well, before this came out, this was getting 5-star, 4-star everywhere. And I was thinking, this must be really good.
Even, was it discussed in the film where we all follow quite a lot and take a bit of their news from?
Yeah.
It was 4.5. How could you give that? Unless it was out of 10, then fair enough. But but how do you? No, just no.
You give points to the special effects, which
Oh, yeah.
was out of this world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fairness.
you can't knock them.
But you don't give all the points. You give points to it, and then you got to add in the other factors, the story elements. Did you relate to that character, etc.? Did it make sense? No. And I mean, you come to your results.
Some of the comments on our Insta as well was, you don't watch a MonsterVerse film and expect the humans to be good. It's like you need that element of a film.
Yeah.
You don't
have a minute.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly that.
Otherwise, you're watching 20 minutes of monsters fighting and going home.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. You need it.
The film is literally Godzilla versus Kong, and there was, to be fair to it, quite a lot of that.
Yeah.
But there was also a lot of Millie Bobby Brown and the whatever his name is from Deadpool, the South African boy.
Oh yeah.
Which again, so we going?
Let's jump in spoilers. Yeah, jump in.
So, because I just want to know from the off. Craig was Team Godzilla. You were Team Kong, and I was Team Kong. Has anyone changed?
Well, no, because I was right.
No.
No, I get what you're saying.
Obviously, Team Cap and Team Iron Man. You wasn't Team them because you thought they were going to win.
I prefer Godzilla.
I don't see how.
He's a bit of a knobhead.
He's a horrible thing. He's a horrible. He is a monster.
Don't get me wrong. I like Kong. I do like Kong. I like Skull Island, but as a big, I don't think Kong should be that big anyway. I don't think they should fight. I don't think that should be a thing.
Oh, but an atomic breathing dragon, right? Gotcha.
Well, yeah, but no, but I don't like that. Kong's not that in this film for me. I mean, he's great in it still. I mean, at different points during the film, I question his size because sometimes he looks huge. But just Godzilla's just the ultimate beast. I mean, King of Monsters, obviously that's the name of the film, but he is known as the King of Monsters. That's what it is. And I don't think this matchup is necessarily right, to be fair. But I like Godzilla.
That's fair enough.
But I'll give you the ultimate spoiler. So if you're still here and you're
even though we've said
go away, there is a clear winner.
Yes,
and the clear winner is Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but also, can I just say, there's a funny little meme and tweet that's come out. It goes, we get why it is no longer King Kong. It's not Godzilla versus King Kong.
Oh yeah,
it's not King. It's Godzilla versus Kong.
Yeah. Although I wouldn't say the winner's clear, and here's my point. Wait. Let me speak. So yes, they have a fight, and Godzilla essentially kills him.
Yeah,
because he's about to die. If it wasn't for Alex Skarsgård defibrillating, and we'll come on to those futuristic jets. We'll talk about Hollow Earth because I think that is probably going to be the future if this MonsterVerse goes forward. So we'll talk about that in a second. But so back onto King Kong vs Godzilla. I don't think it's clear. I feel like it was a bit of a cop out from the director. So this is why. So yes, they have a fight. King Kong wins, like the first round sort of thing. Then they have a round 2, and Godzilla goes absolutely ballistic and is cutting him up, battering him, and then
what's his chubby little cankle on his chest?
On top of his chest, roars in his face, and it's almost like Kong goes, "All right, you got me." and then he walks off, and Kong tries to get up and falls, and then his heart's failing. So Godzilla won. He's the king, but
the alpha.
I feel like they copped out because then Mechagodzilla comes, bangs Godzilla, and then Kong bangs Mechagodzilla. I feel like that's a cop out because they've basically
but Kong only bangs Mechagodzilla because Godzilla looks at him and charges up his axe.
That's
with
it,
his
though.
breath.
Kong literally killed Mechagodzilla with his axe thing because they didn't want to disappoint both fans. So yes, they did have a clear winner of their one-on-one fight, but I feel like Godzilla was kicked to the curb a little bit to go, right, we don't want to piss off the Kong fans too much. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I see what you're saying.
It was a bit of a round the houses of like, you beat him, but then he beat the one that beat you.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I feel that was a bit of a cop out, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do.
In
see
my
what you're
opinion.
No.
Why not?
Because obviously, as Colin doesn't know, but from the film King of Monsters, obviously there's a big fight between Godzilla and the King Ghidorah thing, and then at the end, all the rest of them bow down to him. They only have little monsters, and they all go off to their various habitats that are not in this film. Never be seen again. And he clearly does beat Kong. Like you said, he basically dies.
Yeah.
And then, like what you said, Kong does go, you got me. But he bows. Basically, if Kong was standing up, he'd bow down to him like, you are the king. And coming off the back of that, obviously, he just had a tough old battle there with Kong. And then this big fucking Mechagodzilla comes out of nowhere and starts fighting him. He's a bit on the back foot here, Godzilla. And, obviously, the whole story of they fight a bit, they're going to be mates. It happened, obviously.
Yeah.
And, Kong comes out, obviously a little bit of a saviour moment, but without Godzilla doing what he does, Kong doesn't win that. They both die. At the end of it. They pretty much do.
I'm not saying Kong is the king.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
But that is and I've sort of looked at reviews as well. I think it's going around the houses. That is a little bit of a cop out from Adam Wingard.
What would you have done different then?
Godzilla should have been more prominent in that fight. He got
with Mechagodzilla. But then, what would be the need for Kong to be resuscitated in this film?
Because they needed to both do it together. All you're saying is that Godzilla's on the floor, and he's like, I can't do it, Kong, but I can give you some breath. Have that, can't do it. It should have been. I think the only time they really got involved was when they grabbed, which was really cool. They grabbed an arm each and rammed him through the building.
Yeah.
And then obviously Mechagodzilla just not destroys, but obviously defeats Godzilla. It should have been more of them two. It was pretty much It was the big moment of Kong being resuscitated, a bit like Godzilla was in King of Monsters, and he was turned into that nuke Godzilla. But yeah, it was too much Kong. Even though I love Kong, I felt that to me is, and some other fans, that's a bit of a cop-out, I think.
Yeah. But we do
I'm
have...
not saying... Yeah,
I know what you mean, yeah. We do have a new Destruction King. I think
I'm still unsure.
Man of Steel has lost his title. It has to have. Because the Destruction was just
Yeah, but this makes sense for that level of destruction. This makes sense.
The amount of people that died. Oh.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, 2 400-foot monsters versus another 400-foot metal monster. This makes sense to destroy a city. 2 Supermen flying about. No.
Yeah, but to be fair, Superman kills both of them.
Yeah, well, yeah, probably, yeah.
Just fly straight through it. But yeah, you're right. It does make more sense. It's as iconic monsters falling over on buildings. Like, it's not their fault if he trickle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's discuss a bit of the film which could have had so much potential, but just didn't. It fell flat. And that's Hollow Earth. So first of all, getting to Hollow Earth, I really enjoyed that. I think it was cool with the jets. So these jets, what are they? They're like supersonic jets, but they're gravity.
Fuck knows what they are.
Apex Cybernetics clearly have no bounds, and they've got these futuristic jets.
Yeah,
it went into the realms of Star Wars.
It did, yeah,
very much so. Even to like the when they go through the wormhole or whatever you're going to call it, wormhole to get through to.
Yeah.
It's very much like light speed. Do you know what I mean? All the funny colours and that. But yeah, they were too much. Them vehicle
Just quickly
things.
before you carry on with the journey into the Hollow Earth, which should be the name of a ride if they do it.
It made up for that.
What I really laughed at is the bit when they're in the Hollow Earth and the bat things come, which will come on in a second, and then all of a sudden they've got rockets and missiles on these things. Yeah. Not only were they like travelling built to, I could sort of get on board if they're travelling things you've built purposely for this journey, but no, they've got endless jets.
Everything.
Oh, it's just missiles and everything.
It's very odd.
Yeah.
Very odd.
And then we get to Hollow Earth, and it looks brilliant.
Yeah.
You got the mountains in the sky. It looks a bit Pandora-y.
Oh, yeah, very.
You got waterfalls in the sky, waterfall in the ground. It looks brilliant. But we got the little flying pelican things, whatever they were, and then we got the big
flying pelican.
I don't know what they were.
Fair enough yet.
And then we got the dragon thing. That's all we got. And I thought we'd get in and we'd just see monsters everywhere.
Yeah.
I thought we'd see flying on the ground.
You are forgetting the little crabs that run about.
Yeah, my apologies. But that had so much potential. But again, the human element took over because it's all about Apex. Or actually, they're the villain and they're doing this and doing that. It's like, I don't care about that.
No.
Give me monsters. If it's a MonsterVerse film, give me monsters.
Yeah. They I completely agree. But I think that was an introduction to where they're going with it. Because at the very end, obviously, Kong's back there, isn't he? Just living his best life. Godzilla's back in the ocean. You don't know what happened to him, do you? He just goes back into the water again, is what he does. I completely agree. But then I just got so distracted by their little flying car things. It was just, no, this just was not right.
It was silly.
It's meant to be set like 3 years after the last one. They didn't have anything like that in there. That's a big jump in technology.
Yeah.
But then again, I think I said it just after we watched it. I liked the idea of the Hollow Earth thing, and if they go there in the future, great. I don't think it was necessary for this film. I don't think it made that whole.
I agree with that.
If you took out that, apart from him finding his axe, because we theorized about it a while ago. I really thought the axe was going to be made from him having a fight with Godzilla, him taking the fins or whatever they're called, spikes off his back, and making it himself to do it.
I knew instantly. I even said it when we were watching the film, didn't I? As soon as I saw that tempo, I went, he's going to get the axe here.
Yeah, and that was just a bit. Just a bit. I would have preferred if during a fight he hurt Godzilla and took one of them, and like sort of because he's clever.
Yeah,
and he knew that he needed to use that if he had any chance of beating him, but he didn't. He just found an axe with a Godzilla. Obviously not this Godzilla, but a Godzilla type spike in it, ready to go. I think if you took out that whole Hollow Earth thing, I don't think it would have made any difference to the film. Obviously they needed him to lead them to the power source.
God, that was the worst thing about the movie. Sorry,
that's what the whole Hollow Earth thing was. And then the Hollow Earth bit in where they had a little fight with, again with their ships flying about and the really attractive girl dies. That was good to look at, but it just wasn't. You didn't need that bit. Yeah. I don't think you needed that bit in the film.
I didn't want to see ships fighting.
No,
I don't wanna
no,
see
you
that.
haven't.
Yeah, I
agreed.
do want to see that.
No.
I do agree with that. It probably is, that was set up for, you didn't need too much time there, I suppose, because it's setting up, which I think from these numbers, the MonsterVerse will continue. I have no idea how.
Yeah,
but,
I think it will. Yeah,
but yeah, so I did really like that Hollow Earth element. It was probably visually my favourite part.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
and I'm really excited to see that. But yeah, you're right. It was saturated with humans, like you said, Con. It didn't make sense. I know what you're saying about the act. I probably would have preferred what you said. I probably would have preferred him to fight Godzilla and do it in the moment. But I did like, forgetting the acts, I did like the ancestral bit they did with Kong. And these monsters have been around for, God, like centuries and centuries. And I think people have died. There was like Kong's skulls on the floor and stuff. I really liked that.
they did that in Skull Island already.
Yeah, but this is different. That's just Skull Island. This is like the Hollow Earth where all things come from. So I expected, as Con said, I thought we was going to go here. I thought there was going to be other Kongs.
I was expecting other Kongs.
I thought there was going to be other Kongs.
Especially when they said, "Oh, tell him his family's down there."
I don't know. I thought it was going to be other Kongs, other big monsters. Maybe some of the ones that went missing after King of Monsters that Craig.
Well, it
just
makes
said.
sense. There was about 6 of them left, I think.
So I expected more from it, but like Craig said, probably wasn't paramount to this story, and it's maybe set up what's to come. So
Because they struggled. Obviously, they couldn't have instructed Godzilla to do what he did in this, but they struggled to get there, and then Godzilla just stood there and just spat down, basically, and then they all just flew out, and it was no problem flying back out. They didn't worry about the gravity situation when they flew out. Obviously, it was a big deal when they went in.
No, didn't they? They went down to go out because of the gravity. So they
they made this big deal about it coming in and all the visual stuff. It looked good, but when he just blasted a little thing, I went, he just flew straight back up the hill. Do you know what I mean? But I just great looking bit, and if it's in the future films, good. But there was unnecessary. I didn't like the axe thing. I like the axe with him in with it, really good. But the way it was, no.
Yeah. Well, we'll go into, because you said they did sort of fan service as well, sort of getting both sides, making them both happy.
Yeah.
So there's sort of 3 rounds between them. So round 1 was in the sea. Godzilla wins
quite clearly,
and then round 2 Kong wins, and then round 3 Godzilla obviously wins. Yeah. What was your favourite fight?
I forgot which round 2. What was round 2?
I think it was in the city as well. I'm sure it was in the city.
Yeah, no, you're right. So isn't it? I think round 2 and 3
were the same scene.
Are the same scene.
Yeah,
but it's quite clear they differ.
Yeah.
So there's a moment where literally Kong is jumping off buildings, whacking him.
Them buildings are half strong though.
Some good concrete balls. But yeah, there's a good few, like 5, maybe even 5 to 10 minutes where Godzilla can't get near him. He's trying to charge up his atomic breath, and Kong's just jumping around, being not a monster and being smart, as you Craig alluded to. And then I can't remember. There's a break. Somehow there's a break. I think Godzilla might be down or something.
I think he is. Yeah.
And then there's a break, and then Godzilla just unleashes, and Kong can't get anywhere near him.
Yeah,
because he throws him back into the and he hurts his arm. Do you remember? He throws him back into then, and then he's trying to fight him, and then he's just scratching his arm. So it was the same scene, but there was a definitive rounds. I agree. Yeah,
I think my favourite was the ocean fight.
That would it looked really good.
That was incredible. My favourite was the Kong with the axe.
Yeah, I think the city bit was for me.
Yeah.
But the ocean bit on the as we said on when we looked at the trailer, that was one very sturdy boat that was on there. Very sturdy boat.
It climbs back on as well.
Not carefully.
As well, we're saying up top. I said I'm gutted that this was on the small screen. We didn't see it on the big screen.
Yeah,
this film would have been fantastic in IMAX.
Oh yeah,
it would have been the perfect IMAX, because there's bits, even the sounds where in the ocean where they do the bomb, like a supersonic bomb underneath to scare them out, and just the sound. I mean, my living room, I did quite loud, but in a cinema, that would have been unbelievable to hear.
Yeah. Do you think then if you saw it in cinema, you would have had a different rating for it?
It might have gone up slightly, 3.5.
I think that's entirely possible.
Yeah,
that he could have got a bit more.
I believe, because I know you shouldn't. You give points to that part of it, as like you all do in films, but I do agree. If we was in a cinema, those moments would have been even more epic, and it would have given more weight to the film. So
my point to that question I just asked you is, I can only suggest this film is Avatar. You watched Avatar in cinema in 2009. I thought absolutely fantastic, great film, looked great, sounds great, everything looked good. It was a feast for the eyes with the colours and everything. You watch it at home, that film's not as good as it's not as impressive. No.
Yeah.
So I think it could have allowed for an extra half a star there.
I don't like you, Craig, but I agree.
That's completely fair. Can I raise a point? Because we haven't really talked about Mechagodzilla.
No, cool. Sorry. Yeah.
So Mechagodzilla, obviously they're alluding to it the whole way through the film. And it's the whatever guy, he sort of has a pilot sort of thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And he's sitting in the skull of the King Ghidorah thing. Where was Charles Dance in this, by the way?
I've read something. Apparently he confirmed he was coming back for this, so that's really annoying.
So Charles Dance is in King of Monsters,
Yeah.
and he's the one who secures this King Ghidorah head for experimentation. So it's like it's an after credit scene.
Yeah.
Nowhere to be found in this at all. Anyway, so so they have that. It's like a pilot in it, isn't it? And then the unthinkable happens. None of us saw coming. That the robot goes rogue.
Yeah.
And it's the classic villain swizzling his drink around, and it all going on behind him, and it all boots off, and the brain waves or whatever takes over the pilot and kills him. Does he die? I think he dies.
He dies. Yeah.
And then it's just a rogue metal Godzilla. I thought that was shit.
Yeah.
I thought the whole aspect of that was shit. The worst part of the film, which we just touched on, was it could only run for about 40 seconds, couldn't it?
Yes.
So a bit like Pacific Rim, the pilots would go into they'd link up with the machine, and then they'd be able to control it, and then they could only get 40 seconds out of it. So the whole point of the film was to get Kong to lead them to the Hollow Earth, to get a power source more powerful enough to run it indefinitely. Which apparently you can just upload on a computer.
Yeah, that was wank.
Like, that was one of the worst things in film I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've gone to an ancient power source and you go, nope, download it to the server.
As we
Not how it works.
As we said, a Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone update takes longer than that as well.
Yeah.
So that took so quick. But anyway,
Yeah.
And then as Craig just said, the whole just sort of like, it was obviously going to not work out. So
Yeah.
it was shit.
It just reminded me of, I'm sure we all watched it when we was younger, the 90s Power Rangers, where there was a big metal Zord, let's call it that, versus a monster. Yeah, there was always a monster in a suit or whatever, and then the big metal Zord come out and
Always in the same location.
always in the same location, and with a pilot in it. It was very much that, but people love Mechagodzilla because it's a classic sort of character. I just think it was a bit shit. I don't think it works in this day and age of film. Doesn't make sense.
Apex is basically Skynet.
Yes.
So they've got all the technology of Skynet, and then the robots take over.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, it's a bit. I just thought it was. Yeah, just I think it actually probably would have been better if the pilot stayed alive and he was actually fighting it, not a rogue robot takes over.
Oh no, I completely agree.
It's a bit odd, but yeah.
Where do you sorry, I won't go on too long. Last question: where do you think this can go now? So the only reason I ask this, I don't know a lot about Godzilla and King Kong. I know enough though, and where you've had King. The only big ones I know is King Ghidorah and Mechagodzilla, and you got Godzilla, King Kong, and you've had Mothra, and you've had people like that. But where's your next big coming from for them to
A bigger robot, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I saw something online which because King Ghidorah they mentioned in for Connor. Obviously, you haven't seen it. King of Monsters. That's an alien. That's not from the Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So maybe they're going to do that where it's like an alien invasion type because there's no big bad unless, like Craig says, build a bigger robot.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? You know, iconic monsters.
I think the next they haven't announced a new film, but I think if they don't just do Kong Hollow Earth, then they're missing a trick. It has to be that, and then I think that's when we'll get loads more monsters or whatever. But
make up a new one.
Yeah, but then if he's bowling around in there, does Godzilla come down there as well? Because now there's a big hole in the middle of the Earth that goes to Hollow Earth.
Yeah,
they've set up a base there, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's like
Humans set up a base,
Kong Research Center or something.
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
But
also on that, can we just go on?
No, go. What were you going to say?
The whole Skull Island bit. So does that mean the Skull Island film was a big dome to start with? He just wasn't that big.
I don't think it was a dome. I think
they said in this he's grown and he's outgrown his dome now because he's 400 foot. So was Skull Island a big dome?
I don't think it was because obviously they went there, didn't they? Like Samuel Jackson and the army went through the smoke. So there was they saw it all.
So.
I think they've gone there after Monarch found it.
Yeah,
because of
John
Goodman. He died, didn't he? John Goodman in that. But
Yeah.
they found it, Monarch, and then they've gone there and built that great ingenuity.
It's really odd that he does, but why doesn't he escape?
Yeah,
Because every day it looks like he's throwing a big tree through it, and he can easily get through it.
Yeah.
So why doesn't he just go?
Well, it's quite thick, that wall, though, isn't it? It's quite.
He threw a thing through it.
True, yeah.
He's 400 foot. I'm sure he could smash whatever some
Is he
humans.
the
The little girl calms him down.
Maybe it's the
maybe,
girl
yeah.
calming down.
Calm
It's
down,
true,
calm
it's true, though. But yeah, so yeah, like you said, like I think as Craig said, it has to be if they're gonna continue this because it'll be a cash cow when cinemas are proper open.
It's going to be another Fast and Furious sort of thing.
Yeah.
You just keep putting new monsters in the way and letting them fight and whatever. But then now it's the whole thing like with the Marvel universe and DC to a certain extent. If Kong has another film and he's booting off down there in Hollow Earth and that, does Godzilla not turn up and do stuff as well? Seeing as he is king.
They've got a mutual understanding now. I know it sounds a bit silly, but the look they have with each other.
They have.
Yeah. So maybe they're like protectors of Earth.
Yeah. No, that is what it is.
So maybe, as you just said, maybe that's the only way you get them together again now is if, like King Ghidorah, an alien species bigger and badder than him comes, or if loads of them come and they want the Hollow Earth because it's got a lot of minerals. Maybe there's something in there they need, or maybe then Godzilla needs to come because I don't know. But yeah, there's endless opportunities if you just sit down in a screen room for an hour. Get the pen out.
It was the old. I just remember this, but what's his name? South African kid.
I don't know his name.
Whatever. The Deadpool South
Christmas
African.
Chronicles, that one.
Yeah, him. It was a really cliche moment when they spilt the drink over the computer as well. It was that was all. But what again? I know obviously you said about what's his name, Carl Chandler.
Yeah.
And then obviously you had the bit at the start where I can't remember his name. Who's the guy who works at Apex?
Oh, the
podcast
conspiracy theorist. Yeah,
him.
Yeah.
Obviously that was an all right story. He discovered a power source and told the world or whatever. Again, whatever to that story, but there was no need for them then to get in their supersonic car thingies and get to Tokyo or Hong Kong, whichever one it was. I can't remember now. But there was no need for that at all. And then they're in the arena with the thing. Just show that bit. It didn't need them three there.
Yeah.
Very odd. And it was another big cliche that annoyed me is at the start when Millie Bobby Brown. This is how much we didn't care about the characters. We don't know any of their names. So Millie Bobby Brown goes to her dad saying, no, this is wrong. This is all going wrong. You should listen to this guy. And it's a classic no, don't be silly, child. It's not what you're saying. Don't be silly.
Yeah.
But there was some horrible cliches in this film.
Oh, yeah.
But would you recommend it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
You have to, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd say if you feel like you can, you feel safe, and it's open, go cinema and watch it.
Yeah, don't pay £15.
It wasn't over 2 hours as well. I think it was just under 2.
Hour 48.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it's a very easy watch.
Very.
It's a very easy watch, but
a bit of popcorn would be lovely.
yeah.
But if you're going to see a film for Godzilla versus Kong, then you get that.
Yeah.
I was quite happy that there was a lot of it.
Yes.
It could have been one fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could have been one thing that happened, but
it wasn't long, was it? It was like 20 minutes in was the
water bit, yeah.
Sky aircraft carrier bit. So so it was quite instant.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it. But
I think you cut out Carl Chandler, you cut out Millie Bobby Brown. They could have had him at the start with the podcast bit, and then discovering the big eye that was in the facility. You cut out Millie Bobby Brown and the annoying South African kid, and you cut out Hollow Earth. I think that film's 5-star.
Fair enough.
So it's Carl Chandler's fault, is what we're saying.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
But to sum up, we're not saying it's a bad movie, but it gave us what we all wanted in terms of Godzilla vs Kong. But as we all guessed going in, just listen back to our other podcast, the human element was just not needed.
Didn't you say that the director even said
he's come out and said
whatever?
Next time we are now fully prepared for a no human element. So that was actually from Adam Wingard as well.
Yeah, like that.
The bad thing is, I think you will always need some.
Yeah.
I think you're going to need, because otherwise it's almost pointless. You need, you can't have two monsters explaining the plot of a story the whole way through. Do you know what I mean? You can't just have Kong
and
Godzilla.
what's there to lose?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
but you just don't need their subplots doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like the water bit, when they was all on the boat and observing what was going on and signed to release Kong, and I was like, that made sense. Them bits were necessary. All the other bits, new.
Yeah.
Not for me.
New. Yeah.
Right, scraps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Jeff, what you got for us?
Bunch of scraps!
Lovely, thanks very much. I've got only a couple of scraps today. So first one, Stranger Things will have a more mature tone, and that's from the curly head, I can't remember his name, Mazza, I can't remember his name, but yep, he said that.
Curly headed one. The one with no teeth or with
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
And also for the ladies, bad news, Reggie Jean Page is not returning for Bridgerton season 2. So that's lost about 1 billion followers.
It's the only reason people watched it.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I saw that just off the back of that. You know, in obviously this is for UK listeners, so they do like hot celebrity blokes do that bedtime reading thing. Have you seen it? You know, Tom Hardy did it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he did it, and he got the most views of anything. He's reading a child, it's like a bedtime children thing. Tom Hardy did it years ago, and people loved it because it's Tom Hardy.
I think Chris Hemsworth's done one. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
has he?
Pretty sure.
But this guy did it, and the viewing figures were through at the roof.
Fair play to him.
There was no kids watching it. No, there was not a single child.
Do you want me to go? Or do you
No, go on. Yeah.
So just a quick one. I'll probably give this a watch, not just because I like the animation, but Batman: The Long Halloween. Part 1 and 2's coming. We got our first trailer today. Probably pop that up on the socials, actually. So part 1's got a PG-13 rating, but part 2's been branded R-rated now.
What is this? I don't know. What it is.
It's loosely, we've mentioned it before. It's actually loosely going to be based on Robert Pattinson's Batman film.
Oh,
So
right, yeah. Okay.
That Long Halloween story with this young Batman, so it's probably going to be worth a watch for this, because you're going to maybe see some elements of what we're going to get in Robert Pattinson. But yeah, I'll give this a watch. The trailer for part 1 looks very good today. But the fact that part 2 is going to be R-rated, I'm a little bit more engaged now.
Yeah.
And like I've said, Mark Hamill's Joker and DC Animation, they're quite good at it.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
So then my other one has got Friends Reunion, begins filming April 5th.
Oh, yeah.
That's been pushed back for about a year because of delays, but it's finally confirmed. Hollywood Reporter, week beginning April 5th, so yesterday, so this week, they are getting together to do their reunion.
Nice.
We're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And my last one is the the final season of The Walking Dead will premiere August 22, 2021. I just want to say one thing really quickly, because I know, Connor, you are not a fan of it.
Nope.
And Craig, you used to be, but fell off, and now you don't. Not interested.
Couldn't care less.
I started watching it again behind the scenes. I didn't want to tell anyone.
From the beginning.
No, me and so I watched it with
see.
Jade because she hadn't. She loved it, and then
Yeah.
we've done the same thing like most people do. We fell off about season 6 and
Yeah.
watched it for months now. But I've started to watch it again myself because Jade wants to, but she won't. I know what she like. But I've heard a lot about this Here's Negan episode, which was the finale of
Yes,
season 10.
I've seen this on socials.
I'll just say one thing, and this is not being biased. I've got nothing for that Walking Dead. That was one of the best bit of acting I've seen anyone do, that episode of Jeffrey D. Morgan. It was
It
absolutely...
annoys me that he's still alive.
It is stupid. I know...
What series is it? I saw up to the one when it was Ezekiel with the tiger.
I can't... What's that? Season 8 or 9? I can't remember.
I didn't realise I watched that much.
But so Negan's now... This is what I don't like and what I won't enjoy when I go back to watch all of it. Negan's good now.
Oh. Well, after all the stuff he did?
Well, no one's forgive him, but he's
Well, it seems like they
basically this episode he's got Negan in his head, so Negan's behind him with his bat, like on his chair, calling him a prick.
Who?
Like Negan. So it's all he's going mental in his head.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got, Negan in
yeah,
the jacket talking to him, and he's really trying. You can see him shaking because he's trying to be good because he used to be so basically this episode he tried to give his wife chemotherapy through this apocalypse. And he was a good man. He was a good man, and then everything that could possibly go wrong for someone went wrong, and this is why he become Negan. But his acting in it, I cannot even stress how good it is.
There's been a lot of
and so that's the reason I watched it. I thought, surely it can't be that good. I ain't been so gripped on something in a long time. It was fantastic. So if anyone...
Did you watch that? Was you up to date to that point?
No, I wasn't. I just wanted to watch that
okay.
episode.
Yeah,
so then now I probably will start. But
it's getting a lot of praise. Is that one episode anyway?
And probably because I watched this when it first come out with my dad, a bit of a nostalgia thing, and then I've watched it again and didn't give it a chance. I feel like I owe it to myself to just finish it off and do it, because it is one of the biggest series you've in. It is,
No, it is,
regardless of people a bit like Game of Thrones didn't enjoy the ending. This went a bit funny, but it is huge, and it's a comic, etc. But yeah, just wanted to point that out, and fair play Jeffrey D. Morgan, because top draw.
Fair play.
Yeah, great.
I have one, and in scraps because I don't think any of us have any attachment to this, but that off the back of Godzilla vs. Kong, Adam Wingard is doing a live action Thundercats film, which it has its cult following. Like it's a bit like a He-Man sort of era. I've never watched it. I know nothing.
I don't know a lot.
Know nothing about it, but people seem happy with it. I think it's hitting on nostalgia stuff for like 80s films coming back, and so whatever.
Is that before or after Face Off?
But
that's all we done on Scraps.
That's it. And close up, Brad.
Oh, it is me, yeah, of course. So once again, we'll just direct you to the socials at Weekly Cut on all platforms. We've got Insta, Twitter, and now YouTube. It'll be up on there on Wednesdays, first thing. Other than that, tell your friends, subscribe, do whatever you can. We enjoy doing this, so thank you. So, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
See ya.